Hey, we're back.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
How's everybody doing tonight?
oh,
Great.
So I say tonight because we're actually recording at night. So I'm just going to warn people right now. I may be a little bit loopy this episode because I get weird at night. Anyone else get weird at night?
Only at full moon.
I mean,
That's just Don, not you.
typically.
Yeah. Craigar might be getting weird
Oh,
at
we're
night.
talking about our characters.
We're here for episode 17, and we are recording at night. We had a little bit of a scheduling issue, and so we're trying to squeeze in an episode.
Dungeon Patrol After Dark.
Oh, yeah. We should definitely do that sometime.
Yeah.
So after late, like for us, is 9.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's like 7 o'clock, and I'm so tired already.
And it's
Yeah.
PG-13 then, right?
You can tell the Pathfinder when people are hitting that wall of.
It's rough. Getting old is tough. I can't.
But I heard someone say getting old is also lucky because that means you get to get old.
That is true.
Exactly.
Yes, it's better than the alternative.
Many more years of playing role-playing games, and doesn't matter. We could, you get retired. You can start at like 7 in the morning, right?
We got to be in the nursing home together and just keep it going.
Like that is literally Don's plan.
Yeah.
Like if we, I don't know. So if we really, we need to really plan this out though, because I've seen those communities, where friends get together and they buy their little houses around their little community center and they kind of retire together. D&D all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that, or cards, or shuffleboard? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be old in a retirement home with people playing shuffleboard.
No.
No,
Bingo.
I'm gonna have.
But we're going to be
hundreds of
synced
board games.
and VR. Lots of VR video games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Well,
this
then-
D&D is going to be in some kind of like virtual deck, like
A holodeck.
holodeck.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. We don't need to be in the same nursing home. That's good.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
they
Like
can
all
just-
linked in.
They
Uh-huh.
can just
Again?
like put us in these tubes,
Yeah.
plug us in like the Matrix, and be like, okay, there you
Yep.
go.
Well,
Live
that's
Still
your
going to
last
want
20
physical
years.
dice.
You'll just have some kind of new HDMI jack in the back
Oh
of
my
your
goodness.
behind your ear. And,
I will be an early adopter of that.
yeah,
Sign me
sure.
up. Put it in.
I think we're on to something here. So that sounds like a business opportunity. We could.
This is
pitch
all
that to
trademarked,
somebody.
by the way. Just let you know. Oh.
Right.
Patent pending.
Elon Musk, your hands off.
Stay out.
Yep.
He's already there.
Is it Ready Player One? That was what they were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to our D&D virtual reality future. But right now, we're here playing this game in a fairly traditional manner over Zoom, right?
New
Yeah.
traditions.
Reach out and pretend like we can touch you. Oh wait.
I don't want you touching me in real life.
Yeah, like not virtually.
Not that kind of game.
anyway, right?
Not that kind of bard.
No,
Not yet.
I'm not.
Yeah. He's got to make some sacrifices if he wants to get famous, though. So,
Oh my.
Okay. Wow.
I wasn't like making an open.
So, what episode is this?
There we
Dungeon
go.
Patrol After Dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told you. I told you.
God.
Not enough caffeine to keep me going past 7. Sorry. So episode 17, we should give a big shout out to all of our listeners and our supporters on Patreon. And if you want to be one of our people who supports this podcast and this adventure, we would love it. We would absolutely love it. And to do that, you can just give $1 a month, $2, $5, whatever you feel like. By going to patreon.com/Dungeon Patrol, or you can visit our website, dungeonpatrol.com, and there should be a Patreon button somewhere on there. And man, what would we do without supporters? I think I would probably not be able to stay awake past 7 if I have someone, encouraging me. I didn't have people depending on me to be here. But no, every little gift that you guys give us, it's a huge mental boost. I mean, it is so important to us just to keep, playing as hard as we can and enjoying this adventure, just knowing there are people out there listening to us. Even when we spend 15 minutes talking about getting old and retiring to a, D&D home.
And
But
we're sorry.
we're sorry, but it's a good idea. You should think about it. You could join us.
Join us.
You never know. You never know which benefactor out there is like, oh yeah, I'd be willing to fund that.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be working on it, right? Somebody has to be.
Virtual LARPing. Verlarp.
Yeah.
Done.
VLARP and go.
VLARP.
So thank you all again. Thank you for listening and, all of the support on feedback and elsewhere. Very much appreciated. Now, Alar, can you recap us from last time?
I can give you a recap. I don't know if I have my voice up yet. After reporting back to Wolfcanute, Alar and the spiders were told by their friend Haydn of a spy in High Cobble, conveniently close to where they might find help curing Kragar of his bestial curse. Passage across zones lay in Bridgeview Prison, but the troop found it infested by ghouls. What else will they find in the prison? Find out tonight on Dungeon Patrol After Dark.
After dark. Nice. Very well done, as usual. And yeah, so that's where you guys are at. You're in this crazy prison, kind of in the administrative area, stumbled across a small trapped nest of ghouls. And actually one of them was a ghast. So,
Oh.
but you managed to dispatch them very smartly and very efficiently.
We are very smartly, Jerry. You should know
Yeah.
that by now.
Smartleys. So I want to take a look around this room to see if there's anything of worth or anything
I was
would show
just
clues.
about to say,
Yeah.
search the bodies
Okay.
and the debris.
And the
And the
debris.
debris.
Looking for
I
something
will
else
let
this
them
tunnel
do
is.
that.
Could you guys roll some perception for me?
Oh,
Can we ever?
You betcha.
Yeah, I bet you can.
Let's see.
is there any heat left over in here?
17.
I got 24.
Wow.
Wow.
14.
Wow.
Higher.
It's all pretty
I thought
good.
that was
No way I can compete with a 24.
Literally cannot.
I can't really get
Yeah.
much higher, so
So like one of these areas, you already kind of identified it last episode as a break room. The area off to your right you discovered was a latrine. There was a little cleanup area with a fountain and some drinking water, and then a little sleeping area, rest area with little cubbies along the wall for people to hang. Maybe they had uniforms or something. And some of those things are full. So, of clothes and other assorted goods. A lot in the office where you originally stumbled upon the creature behind the desk. A lot of papers, paperwork, books, that sort of thing. But you do manage to find in one of the drawers of the desk, you find a set of keys.
Ooh.
Rummaging through the bodies, all of the little cubbies, through the desk, everything else yields about 32 gold worth of money, various types and denominations. So, but adds up to about 32 gold. And you also, what?
Conveniently divisible by 4.
I have received so much crap for not doing that. Right? Yeah, I can just see Alar
trained
nodding.
I trained him that way.
Makes him happy every time I make it divisible by 4.
A little bit, it does.
You also find a strange belt that has little pockets that hold vials of various colors of liquid.
This
Some
looks
kind of
intriguing.
potions. Yeah, you would imagine.
Looks like a potion belt.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And you also find in that overturned shelf, there was one box that was kind of mashed underneath the shelf that had, it was a box of hardtack, kind of like rations, and 24 of these hard, nearly indestructible biscuits packed full of nutrients. Probably enough for you guys for, I think, 2 days, 4 days. I can't remember
What are you setting us up for, Jerry?
Nothing.
Why are we going to need hardtack, Jerry?
I'm just randomly throwing you some food, just in case you want to give it to someone. It's a good trade good, right?
Okay.
I will collect the hard deck into a bag and throw it over my shoulder.
Has it been sealed? The ghouls haven't gnawed on it or dripped their fluids or
It looked like it was sealed up.
good.
Quality hardtack.
Alar, you should check out this belt.
It's not exactly my style, Kragar.
I was thinking more, perhaps if it has, magical nature to it.
Oh. Well, I'm sure it does. Brokos, why don't you investigate this belt?
Okay, I believe I have a spell that might help.
I can't detect magic. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Bards.
Cards. Right. Let's see here. Detect magic.
I'm a man of many talents, just not that one.
all right. I got you
I
confused.
will
Somebody
detect
else.
magic, but can we spend a little time so I can just use it as a ritual?
Sure. Yeah.
10 minutes, right?
Okay, let me practice my Alar sigh.
Well, could we actually do a short rest then?
Sure. I mean,
Yeah, you
that's
could.
fine. I just would rather use it as a ritual so I don't use a spell slot.
Let's do a short rest.
Well, I would not have. Yeah, I'm down for a short rest.
Okay.
Do you need a short rest? Are you hurt?
She's a little hurt.
I'm a little hurt. And then I can also regain my superiority dice if we take a short rest.
Getting
There
all
it is.
superior
An
on
hour
it.
where an hour is that we can just take an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
An hour
Well, that's the least amount that you can take.
in this room? Oh,
Well, we
There's
can go.
beds, like right
can go to
down the hall.
Yeah. You've got bathrooms. You've got
You
water.
can wash up,
Yeah.
do your hair.
There are
I've got
beds.
water. Really, there's water. There's running water here.
Yes.
The fountain worked. In fact, I used the facilities, if you recall.
Are you going to be that guy? Alar, are you going to be that guy?
I am always that guy, Brokos.
Here, I'll put the bodies over here at this corner, out of the way.
All right. So you can move the bodies and kind of settle in for an hour rest.
Hmm.
I will write a song about us vanquishing these undead beasts.
Okay. Can't wait to hear that. So Brokos, you perform your ritual on this
Mhm.
belt of potions, and you discover 2 of them are healing potions.
Oh.
The rest are potions of resistance. 2 of them are resistant to bludgeoning, 2 of them piercing, 2 of them slashing.
Cool.
I will share that with it. I would say that the resistance I will give to perhaps the rogue and the fighter. Let's give them the. I mean, you guys just want to split those?
Sure.
Sure.
Are you sure? Without me, who will tell the tale? Think about it, Brokos.
And then I will.
If you'd like to spend more time up
Yeah.
on the front line,
Right,
we can
right.
discuss the terms.
And I'll just hold on to the healing for now.
Good deal. So divvying up the potions and Someone's gonna hold on to the belt, I assume.
Is there anything special about the belt?
No, just a convenient place to hold potions, I guess.
I'll
Well,
take
you
the
know
belt.
what?
Okay.
I'll take the. You just said it wasn't your style.
No,
Me?
I said it was my
No.
style.
Oh. Oh, who will? Okay, sorry.
Go for it.
I'm gonna wear the belt with my 3 potions on it.
I'm gonna be half animal, half time, so you know
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not gonna see the belt.
I'm not even gonna see the belt under all my fur.
Yep.
Cool.
Still not sure how that works.
I don't know. Magic,
Kinda
man.
Kind of gross. Yeah.
Kind of gross. All right. So hour passes. You do hear some noises coming from out in the hallway where you entered.
You mean where I'm singing my song? And I
Uh,
rolled a 1 on performance, so it is a
Oh.
terrible song.
The acoustics are horrible in here.
Oh man.
It's not my fault.
Yeah. So you are working on your song. It's not going so well, but you hear something else beyond that. Some kind of you know,
The
shuffling
scratching.
feet and scratching and moaning and sounds similar to the noises the creatures in here were making as you were fighting them.
Okay, but
So,
we. Krigar, how are you good at locking things?
I think I could do that. 'Cause we had to open a door to
Yep.
get in here, right?
We did
Mhm.
that. There's the main door that
Um,
was locked.
So looking down the hall, I can see the door, and it is still
Still
Oh.
open.
all right. I would like to silently creep down there and gingerly close the door.
Okay. You want to roll me a stealth?
I would love to. Oh, pretty good. That will be a total of 20.
20. That is pretty good. You managed to silently creep back down the hallway. And when you get to that gate to close it, what you see off to your left, you see that locked gate that went down one of the wings of the
Mhm.
prison. There are several of those creatures kind of reaching out with clawed fingers, like, just kind of trying to grab at you, but they appear to be locked in that wing of the prison. So
And how far down the hall is that again?
from where you're at,
Yeah.
I would
Like a-
say you're probably about 10 feet away from them.
Okay. So just could I safely and without risk to myself step up next to the door and do the classic, Walking Dead sort of scenario where they're and I just take my rapier and go and stick it through their eyeballs without them any chance of touching me.
Yeah, I would say if you're very careful, that could be doable. I would probably have to make you roll for something, I would think. I don't know what that would be. Like lose focus. Everybody in Walking Dead loses focus. They get a little too carried away. I don't want you to get too carried away and get clawed by one of these things and then be paralyzed.
Tell you what, then I will consider that, and then I will go and close and lock the door and report my findings back, so we can all rest for an hour.
Yeah, it's probably the safer bet.
It was like a solid door, right? Not like a cave,
No.
not like a.
It's
Like
a
a
jail cell.
prison bars.
door.
Yeah.
It is bars, so you can
Yep.
see through it.
so we can shoot them.
I was just gonna do a moonbeam and just watch them fry.
Nice.
We'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to get away out of here, right? So we should either
Yes.
start looking for secret passages, or we're gonna have to confront that.
I think that's the clue that we're supposed to go that way.
Is it?
Well, we can explore this place. So
Maybe I made it really easy for you, and you're supposed to go the way where there aren't bad guys. I don't know.
Aw, that's so nice.
I'm feeling
That would
generous.
be
Yeah,
uncharacteristically nice of you.
I mean,
Let's
that's
go
how
to
I
that.
DM.
Is it like a big a barracks basically over there on their side?
Yeah, so there are two wings on either side. Both of the doors were shut. You didn't check to make sure they were locked, but they both appeared to be shut. The one on, as you're coming out of the office area, would be on your left, has a bunch of these ghouls reaching out with their clawed fingers at you. The one on the right seems to be clear.
All right. So we rest for an hour.
Hmm.
All right. So I secure us in here and we wait and rest. Does anything
Okay.
happen during that time? I don't have a need for a short rest personally, so I will probably just patrol the hall and stay near that other door, kind of back and forth and listen,
Yeah.
make sure there's nobody creeping up on us.
No, it passes you. I mean, you hear them, they know you're here. They driven to try to consume your flesh. And so they're, pressed up against each other, making all sorts of noises, clawing at the wall, but nothing out of the ordinary. They seem contained, and you can actually peek out at them once in a while, and they look like they are, have been trapped in there for some time.
Okay.
So what are you
Okay.
guys doing now?
Does an hour pass and we're good?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So then we'll go back into the hall.
All right. So you're unlocking the door to the office again, stepping out into the hallway.
Listening to see if anybody else has occupied the hall in the last hour.
The same group is out there to your left. The right does seem clear.
So when you mean left, you mean like here,
East. The east.
right?
So this was the way I
No,
understand
no,
it, this
no.
was like a four-way junction.
No,
Mhm.
he's talking about past way back here.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, it's
And
not.
I was thinking,
It's not on the map.
and I
Yeah,
was
it's not on
thinking
the
of,
map.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of searching for any kind of hidden stuff around here.
Oh no, you.
Yeah.
I assumed you did that when you
Okay.
rolled perception.
Okay.
Yeah. So we originally came to like a four-way, and straight ahead led to this offices,
Mm-hmm.
hmm
and then there was left and right. So now looking back the way we came, straight ahead would lead us back to the tower.
Back to the tower, and then there were doors on the left and right that went out into the twin courtyards.
Okay. So do we want to explore through these undead or go check out the other hall first?
Well, let's just check the other hall first if we've already got that to our advantage right now.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I'm actually out of curiosity. I mean, can we assess how many are behind that door?
Yes.
It seems like we could get pretty close without them reaching us.
I
to kind of
still,
look.
well, I mean, we've got ranged weapons. I still would feel safer if we, I don't want them popping the gate open behind us.
Yeah, you don't even really know if it's locked.
So we'll destroy them.
Ah,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
then let's just
That's
kill
not
them.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You
So
want to
you're
use
gonna-
Moonbeam? Do we want to just
Yeah, I
shoot
can.
them?
I can try moonbeam, and if they run away, they're gonna have. Otherwise, they can. If they just have to go, it's only a 5-foot area, so you guys can use your range stuff too. It's,
I mean, can we easily fire through the grate?
You should be able to. Yeah.
I will fire
Well,
my
then
crossbow.
I mean, how often can you do your Moonbeam?
I cast it once and move it from 1 to 1 to 1 to
I know,
1.
but per day.
It's a spell slot, so I got 2 spell slots.
Oh, then why don't you
Why
save
don't
that?
you save it? Yeah.
I mean, I know you want to probably use it, but
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to use spells a whole lot compared to turning into animals.
That's true. If he wants to do it, I think we can go ahead and use our bow as well, but
I've got plenty of spell slots, and I got plenty of slots for healing potions, so I'm good. But you guys can, if you guys want to do all the work, and I'll just supervise.
Sit back.
well, let's just test our effectiveness. So I'll pull out my
Okay.
crossbow. I haven't even shot this yet, so
Backfires.
can you do sneak attack with a crossbow, like in 30 feet? like it was in 3.5 in Pathfinder?
Yeah, he can do sneak attack on a ranged weapon,
Okay.
but they can't see
If I
him.
have
Or if someone
advantage.
has advantage in any way. So you'd have to sneak attack. Someone would have to be fighting them already, within melee with them,
Uh-huh.
or they wouldn't have to see him. He would have to be hidden, basically.
All right. So it sounds like you guys have a semblance of a plan. And
Sure.
there,
I mean,
there are
we
5 of them, all, after you take the time to make out all the various limbs that are flailing around at you.
We will heroically shoot them until they are dead
Okay.
again.
Yes.
All right.
Deader.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking of scenarios where, everybody just hides around the corner and then I hide and then try to peek out and get a sneak attack and hide.
Peekaboo with them.
I think you're overthinking this.
Well,
Let's
right,
just
yeah,
shoot them.
Yeah.
Can we just shoot the ghouls?
I
Okay.
shoot a ghoul.
I'm
All
just
right.
going to supervise for
Okay.
now, and it's just say, oh, you missed one over there. That one now.
This was
While
a
they're arguing, I'm taking a shot.
Yeah.
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 Take a shot. Take your shot.
That's a 17.
It was a hit, and we're just gonna say that you guys whittle them down.
Okay.
I
And-
roll a 1 and it bounces off the bar.
And unlocks it.
Yeah. Just see it
Run away!
go into the hole and twist slightly.
They're shooting at us now.
Oh,
All right, so just because I just wasted all my good rolls, I rolled 18, 17,
Oh, no.
18, 19.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just going to stop right there because that's probably all I get for the night.
oh yeah. No, you gotta take all those back.
You need to get a velvet pillow for that die.
Yeah, right.
That is a special die right there.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no, because it takes away plenty. It runs really hot and then then it's like 1,
Really
2,
cold.
It gives up, yeah.
It's
Oh, isn't that the way
it's
it
moody,
works? Yeah.
Okay,
especially when it comes to saves.
do we kill all the ghouls behind the bars?
You do kill all the ghouls. This is one of those
Huzzah.
I feel
classic
heroic.
opportunities for you guys to spend a lot of time overthinking everything, which is fun for me to
Exactly
watch.
what we did, yeah.
No, you I just want to make sure you would do it carefully, or you could have avoided them completely if you wanted to check out this other hallway. So
Well, I mean, now that we killed the ghouls, we should check out where they were
Sure, let's go.
because that means other people probably have not been in there and there might be loot.
And there might be more ghouls.
might be.
So before I open the door, I'll do the classic, dagger across the bars. Hello, ghouls.
You don't hear anything for the first couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden there's a loud thud against one of the doors that you can see
Oh,
down in the
goody.
hallway.
It's a big zombie. Big zombie.
Oh, zombies.
But it doesn't
come out
come out
and
into the hall. It's still
play.
like behind another door.
No, either the door is shut and it can't figure out how to open it, or it is still locked in its own cell. So the cell doors are actually solid with little view ports.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe this is a cell block. Is that what we're saying? We're thinking?
Yeah. Yep.
Got it.
That's
okay.
what I thought.
So who's got those keys? Maybe I do.
No, I'm pretty sure Brokos got them. He was the one that rolled the 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brokos.
Go ahead and toss them to you.
Let's try these keys out and see if they open this door. Oh, is this door locked?
It was locked, yes.
All right. Do any of these
Huzzah!
keys unlock it?
Yeah, you try a few of the keys, and key number 3, lucky number 3, opens the lock.
All right. So so we see a hall behind here with
Yep.
cells.
Mm-hmm. There are solid metal doors on either side of this hallway.
Metal doors. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. They could just be covered in metal, or they could be solid metal. Your guess is they're probably just covered in wood, covered with metal.
So do the dead ghouls look like prisoners or more guards?
They look like they probably were prisoners.
Hmm.
And they look very, very much like they were starving, if you could tell that on a ghoul.
So very ghoulish.
Very ghoulish, yeah.
Well, I will creep down the hall.
All right. So you manage to creep down the hall, and you do notice there are a couple of doors that are still locked, or still shut anyway. And one of them, you still hear this occasional pounding against the door.
And so do these also have like
Little
little
viewport.
window viewports?
Yeah.
Yep. And you can open them from the outside.
So I will step up so that I'm against the wall opposite of that one to look through the viewport safely so whatever's in there can't grab me and see what I can see.
Okay. So
Hello, ghoul.
you open the viewport, and for a split second, you see nothing, just kind of parts of an empty room. And then all of a sudden, a bald head pops up on the other side of the viewport, and you see teeth, and he's actually trying to bite you through the viewport.
I
Just
shoot him in the
gnashing
face.
away. Okay. Shot in the face, and you manage to hit it. It, lets out this horrific scream and starts, howling, coughing, disappears for a moment. You can hear some very disgusting sounds. Pops back up.
Shoot it in the
And
face.
shoot it in the face. So rinse and repeat, and eventually it falls down one last time and does not reappear and is quiet.
All right, I'll open that cell after that and see if there's anything in there besides a dead ghoul.
Yeah. So you open the cell, and you see the very kind of there's a metal bunk with a very rough spun sort of burlap kind of straw filled mat, and a little bucket over in the corner, which might bring back some fond memories for you guys.
No.
And a bent up sort of discarded food tray, and that's it. Lots of scratches on the wall. Looks like it was trying to dig its way out, scratch its way out. You get the sense overall that these things were trapped here. Maybe on purpose. Maybe the guards left and managed to do that much, locking them in, which seems inhumane, obviously, but from their perspective, maybe they were too dangerous to be let out in public during an uprising.
Seems
But
really
that's
awful,
your guess.
though.
Yeah, it does seem pretty awful.
All right, well, I'll shrug and I guess walk the cell block. I mean, is it a dead end back here?
No, it is not a dead end. There is a small vestibule at the end, and you see a table and a couple of chairs around the corner, and beyond that, there's a stairway going down.
Oh, well,
Going
that's
down.
unexpected.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think we should
Strange
take
sense of
this-
security.
Yeah, we should take the stairs, though. Right? We're supposed to go to the basement.
I mean, agreed. We should probably check the other wing out for thoroughness.
Eh.
But why?
We're trying to get somewhere, right?
Before nightfall.
The
We've already
stairs-
tarried here quite long.
Let us go.
He used the word Terry. I don't understand it. It must be important.
As you wish.
Who's
Well,
Terry?
Brokos.
Do a cursory search of the room with the vestibule and see if there's anything else in here before creeping down the stairs.
Yeah, looks
Say
like the place.
4 gold pieces, 8 gold pieces.
Hopper.
4 or 8.
232.
That's your choice. You do see some playing cards on this table, And definitely looks like, okay, guards would be here and they would be hanging out, probably strolling up and down the halls. But this is where they would sit down and take a break.
I will collect the playing cards.
All right. You find 51 playing cards.
Oh.
Bummer. So heading down the stairs?
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. You walk down the uneven stone steps into another corridor. There are fewer doors visible on this level, but the smell is unpleasant. A metallic tang of blood mixed with sweat and death. Each of the rooms you pass features different implements of torture. A rack, a room with hooked chains, one with a vat of oil, others with saws and various cutting tools. You eventually enter an open space where a blood-stained basket sits below a large block of wood. Along the wall, you see gruesome trophies piled atop a low bench. Heads, rotted and blackened, with teeth exposed in the rictus grins of the damned. Against the far wall, you notice a pile of bloated bodies lying in a semicircle around a black iron door.
This is pleasant.
Wait, you said I'm sorry, they're arranged in a semicircle?
Yeah, they appear to be in kind of a semicircle around this door. And a pile of bodies.
Well, that doesn't bode well.
Is the door? Oh,
Okay. So somebody made a wall of bodies. Is that what it looks like?
Or something
blasted.
exploded from the
Yeah.
door and laid waste to all the people trying to get through. You should check for some traps.
Okay, I'm just trying to visualize what he's talking about. Does it look like just bodies splayed, or are the bodies stacked?
Krager,
they-
you should let other people do the thinking.
I'm going to go over to one of the bodies and do a medicine check to see how it died.
Okay. So
The party infighting has begun.
It's all about a matter of understanding the description.
one episode after 7 o'clock. This will be our last after dark episode.
Wait till we do the 10 p.m. episode.
Oh gosh, just the sound of me snoring on the other.
So I do a medicine check on one of the bodies. 22.
All right.
Wow.
So you see the bodies have been hacked with some large bladed instrument. Very deep, very brutal cuts on all of them. They do not appear to be arranged in any particular fashion. It just looks like they were, they dropped kind of haphazardly where they stood. And so, yeah, very vicious.
I'm going to step slowly away from it.
So as you're walking away, you notice in the center, right in front of the door, is another body. It looks like it has been putrefied, beyond the nastiness around it. Something else, from what you gather, in the slight glance, perhaps the person there was fighting off all of these other people.
And with these other bodies, did they have weapons on them? Were they guards or were they just prisoners?
Didn't see any weapons.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm sure they
But
can.
uniform question, are they guards or are they prisoners?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to investigate this little scene.
I'm going to use my eyeballs and just look, Jerry. Just like I'm looking at you. That's
you
simple.
find the 52nd playing card in the pile of bodies. So now you're playing with a full deck, Alar. You look, and this what you see is pile of bodies,
Mhm.
various states of decay. In the center, another body. This body Let me see if I can. If I
And
actually
on those
can-
bodies, are they wearing
Yeah.
guard uniforms or are
Yes.
they?
They appear
prisoner
to be
garb?
wearing prisoner garb,
There
very
we go.
Okay.
similar to the ghouls you found up
There we
in
go.
the hallway.
So some hero fought off the advancing prisoners and then died in the process.
Could have been a riot or something.
Or
Hero.
the desperate prisoners were trying to get some freedom because they knew that they were doomed to die in this abysmal place.
Exactly.
And it was their last desperate bid for freedom.
Yeah, but there was somebody at the
Denied.
door who's different from
Yes.
them. So I'm gonna carefully step over the pile of bodies and look at the one lone heroic figure to see what he may be left behind.
Okay, directly in front of the door, you see the brutalized corpse of what must have been the headsman. A dark hood covers the man's face, which appears to be stuck to the cold stone floor with dried fluids. The once physically impressive specimen is now nothing more than a pile of lumpy, rotten flesh. But amidst all the blood and gore, you catch a glimpse of dark red fabric. Seemingly untouched by the puddle of foulness around you, it appears to be attached to the corpse's neck by a fine golden chain with a ruby-encrusted clasp.
Mm.
Now that does sound like my style.
So the first thing I'm going to do is take my silver rapier and stick it through his head, lest he decide to object to me taking his his fine
That's the
chain.
object.
No objections here.
Okay, so
Okay.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Wipe
you
it
for the
off.
Sound effect.
detach,
Wiggle, wiggle.
detach, and I'll carefully search the body, also, for his fancy necklace, but also for what must be a magical axe of some amazing power to have fought off this desperate battle.
Yeah, you
That
get
was
the
subtle.
impression.
That was subtle,
impression-
Kragar.
Yeah. You don't see any axe, so you surmise that probably when the prisoners finally overwhelmed this executioner fellow, probably took the axe with them. So your guess is that maybe some of them did escape from the prison, might be wandering Vadrigan right now with a giant axe. But also, as you're poking around at this body, you notice on the door, in dried blood, someone has drawn that albatross symbol, presumably using the executioner's own blood.
Jerry, what have you been watching on Netflix lately? Like, you
Everything.
really need to lighten up.
All right, so I'll make note of that and point it out to the others with a grimace, and then I'll hand the necklace over to Brokos to examine.
It's a clasp on the cloak itself, so it's not a necklace.
Okay, is the cloak itself trashed?
No, it's surprisingly absolutely pristine.
I will detach it then and see if it fits my size.
All right.
This is a very. You said it's red.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Looks
Red
good.
looks good on you.
Thumbs up. So yeah, you put it on, and it does feel good. Sure.
Feels good. Broko, surely this is magical.
Yes. Sure. These spells.
Hey, you were wanting to burn a spell slot just a
Yeah.
second ago. So
I will use detect magic. It's a first level spell, so.
Okay. So it is magical,
Oh.
and you also get the feeling that it might be just slightly cursed.
No.
So there's this is like a 30-foot. So is there anything else that's glowing?
No.
Kragar, you're having such a run of luck, man. Hey,
Like he just puts
we're
it
gonna go
on.
find a priestess. It's all good.
What is it? School of Magic. If any.
That's a good question. I just totally made it up and didn't bother to think about that. What would it be?
Necromancy.
Yes.
Totally necromancy.
Yes.
Well, that's 2 curses for you. Three times is a charm.
Right. They probably give you a punch card at whatever.
Well, what did you say the clasp looked like? It was like gold.
It was gold and it had a ruby encrusted clasp.
No insignia, or just all we see would be the albatross.
Yeah, there's just a bloody. I mean, it's not bloody now, but it's dried on blood. You can just sort of, as you get closer, you can make it out. But from a distance, it just blends in with the dark iron door.
All right. Anything else on the body?
No. The hood, some pants that are mostly rotten and gooey.
Should we keep moving?
All right.
Indeed.
I'll check the door and see if it's locked.
The door is locked. And it is blocked by a pile of bodies.
I start moving the bodies.
Okay.
And I'll try the keys until I find one that hopefully fits.
Yeah, you try a couple of the keys and manage to find one that fits. And with a slight squeal of the metal, it pops open.
All right. I'll wait to actually turn it until she's moved all the bodies, so it looks like coincide me opening it when she's done.
Okay. And so she moves all the bodies, and then you're ready to pick the lock or open the lock, and
Yeah.
you do so.
All right. Aha! I found it.
Okay. You gonna open the
Yay.
door?
I
I'll
will
open the
write a
door.
saga about this moment.
Okay. The iron door protests loudly as you wrench it open. A dark tunnel lies beyond. A barrel with spent torches sits to your left, and a couple of oil lanterns hang from a metal peg that's been hammered into the damp stone also on your left. Ahead, a small cart leans on its end against one wall. Other than those few items, all you can see is the roughly hewn stone of an empty passage that seems to go on for quite some distance.
Methinks this is the passage we sought.
Methinks you're right.
Let us not tarry.
Let us not tarry. We're getting all flavorful tonight.
Oh, yeah, we're out of our minds.
So, are you gonna
Awesome.
go down it then?
Just
I look
stand
back
there.
at my comrades in arms. Come this way, and I'll creep into the darkness.
Friends, comrades, let us into the tunnel go. Perchance to find our way to High Cobble.
Yes, okay.
Oh, I'm like laughing so hard I'm sweating now. So it's not a good thing.
It's a weird physiological response.
Isn't it?
What-
Check
Isn't
it
it?
out.
Because he can't cry. He has to just
I can't.
sweat the tears.
I can't cry, so he sweats.
It's got to come out some way. Oh my gosh.
We know he
Okay.
has no tears, so there it is.
That is
Do
not a
we
trick
need
of the
to-
light. My face is that red right now.
Do we
so.
need to light torches for this?
We all have dark vision.
Yeah.
I think we can all see just fine.
I think so.
Hmm.
Probably whoever normally would travel down this, they might need torches or lanterns.
But those are lesser folk than us.
Yeah, this cart looks like it's probably held some bodies at one
Bodies?
point. Mm-hmm.
Are there any kind of noticeable footprints going either way?
It's all stone. You do,
And it's
if you
uneven?
it's uneven. There are little pockets of puddles of water, and maybe there's enough dirt for you to, just glimpse a scuff mark or two. But I mean, there's no telling how old it is.
Mhm.
Okay.
I wonder if they used to transport the bodies to the priests for burial.
Yeah. So what Hayden told you was that they had a tunnel that led to the Paupers Cemetery, which
Oh, that's right.
you guys know as Beggar's Rest, where the poor folk who couldn't afford anything better, bodies were kind of just dumped there, and this is convenient for the prison, obviously, because they can just secretly wheel bodies over there and do whatever they please, and nobody's the wiser.
All right. Well, I will take the lead and move cautiously down the tunnel with my rapier at the ready, frequently checking for all things gelatinous and ooze-like.
Okay. You walk down the dank passage, and you can sense that it starts to slope slightly downwards. You start to notice droplets of water fall from ceiling to floor, leaving larger gleaming puddles in your path. Ahead, you see the stone start to change. Rather, it appears the stone walls are covered with some sort of moss or lichen. The fuzzy brownish green texture covers everything except for one gap where you see a dark doorway.
So I'm sorry, it ends at this doorway? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's apparently like a wall up ahead that's all covered with moss or lichen. And in the middle of this wall is one doorway.
My compatriot, perhaps you would wish to inspect the door.
Mm. I quietly move to the door, listening attentively until I reach the door. Is
Okay,
there any windows or any way to see through it? Any light around the crevices?
no light. Appears to be total darkness on the other side. And it's just a, more of a rough-hewn wooden door. Definitely not secure or anything like the door you pass through on the other end at the prison end. And it looks like it just kind of, you'd easily push it open. There's no lock or anything really on it.
All right, I will check to see if it is. Oh, you just said there's no lock, so I will very quietly begin to open it. If it resists and makes any squeaking noise, I will stop to oil it.
Okay, why don't you roll your stealth then?
14.
14. All right, so you very quietly open the door. It does kind of make a very slight creak right at the end, and that's where you stop. And you realize it's open enough that you can squeeze through without bumping into anything.
All right, what lies beyond?
All right. On the other side, you see a small room, and the only thing in this room appears to be a short flight of stairs that appear very crooked. Like there's a definite lean to the whole staircase, but they appear solid, like made out of stone, just that it slants one way very sharply.
I will turn back to my compatriot and say, well, we have found the stairs up.
Yay.
What would we do without your keen perception, Kragar?
The gods only know.
Mhm.
I will
Yes.
creep forward.
Fortunately, they do.
One of you would be wearing a cursed cloak right now. So
But it looks good, and I don't know better.
thank you, Kragar.
So I will pass through. I mean, if there's nothing of interest in the room or nothing looks like I need to go searching at, then I will
No,
climb the stairs quietly.
not really. It's kind of an empty room. Stone. It looks like a fancier kind of, more polished stone. As you ascend the stairs, you suddenly realize that you're in some sort of mausoleum or crypt of some kind. And it's in pretty rough shape. Half of it seems to have sunken into the soft, forgiving earth, leaving every block and joint at skewed angles. A portion of the main floor has been converted into storage for a variety of shovels, picks, wheelbarrows, buckets, and ropes. Along the wall, you see sealed niches for the ashes of the dearly departed, but the names on the brass plaques have been worn smooth by endless cycles of corrosion and cleaning. Opposite the niches, you see an ornately carved doorway with an ill-fitting, moss-covered door.
All right. I will move up to the door. Presumably, this leads out to the Paupers Cemetery, and I will wait for the others to come up behind me.
All right.
And I will sit there quietly listening.
Okay.
And assuming it's still daylight, so I should be able to see light around the. Does it look like there's light outside?
You catch just the faintest amount of light outside.
So we need to get moving. Open the door.
Kick open the door.
All right. Well, I will quietly open the door once everybody's up behind me.
Okay. You walk out into the cool, misty evening. In this deep valley, it seems darkness is already settling over the horizon, erasing the last remnants of twilight. Slanted stone steps end at a rough cobbled path that is mostly overgrown with scraggly weeds that look dead but seem permanently affixed to the few stone remnants. A couple of quick steps down the path, and it disappears entirely, lost in a morass of spongy turf and mud. The darkness and fog begin to limit your vision to mere feet.
Well, we should make haste to get out of the cemetery.
Yes,
So,
this is what I've been saying. Let us go.
all right. I press forward until I find the end of this place.
Okay. So as you wander through this boggy ground, you quickly lose your bearings and find yourself stumbling from one crude grave marker to the next, trying to maintain a straight line in an endless bog. Finally, you see a light up ahead, yellow and faint. It serves as the only fixed point of reference for your meandering. You approach it eagerly, but warily.
I approach it eagerly but warily, also stealthily.
Stealthily, too. All right. You get closer to the light, and you're probably within earshot, assuming that this is a house or a shack or a person with a lantern or something, whatever it is. You're probably within hearing range. So I don't know if you want to stealth or you want to shout to it.
I
or...
do want to stealth. And there the dice taketh. So I got a 10.
Okay. So you start to approach as stealthily as you possibly can. And suddenly the light blinks out and darkness.
Well, that was rude.
And I think that's where we're going to leave it for this time.
What's in there?
Mysterious.
Very mysterious. So you're kind of lost in this boggy, terrible place in this valley full of,
We're in a city. How? I mean,
I know. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of making up your own world. You can do whatever you want. I said, I want a prison that leads to a cemetery, and I want it to be scary in the middle of nowhere. And I don't
Okay,
care if it's in the
Jerry.
city. It's going to happen.
I feel like we're in Silent Hill. I swear, like
yeah, a
we're
little
all
bit.
imagining
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We're
Maybe
just
next episode should be
12
in
monkeys
pretend.
inside some kind of insane asylum. We're just thinking this.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
We're
well.
still trapped in that first room.
Yeah, right. We've gone insane.
Don't ruin the ending of the campaign.
You wake up. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, sorry. It just keeps getting darker, but I'm trying really hard. But again, it goes along with my sanity. So
Yeah.
You know that Alar does. He's like a uppity pop musician. He's not like he has some really good ballads, but there are a lot of pick you
I
ups.
don't know.
too.
I'm ready to go pretty emo at this
Yeah,
point.
are you?
Yeah.
I think we should do more after dark episodes.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've laughed this much
At
for a
least
while.
one more, perhaps.
At least one more.
At least one.
As we try to, build up a small stockpile of episodes here, so we can have some vacation time and restore our sanity a little bit, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode for
Good
me.
times.
Oh, Kragar.
I can't wait to see or find out what that the cursed
I know. That's
Yeah.
cape
exciting.
is, or the
I didn't
cloak.
actually think it was going to be cursed.
I thought it was going to be like a elven
No.
cloak of something,
Yeah.
like to get you through places, give you a little bit of advantage through stealthiness. But no.
I was hoping
It's
for
cursed.
AC, because my
Yeah.
AC sucks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
They-
maybe it is AC. You die in like 30 days.
Or you're just
What?
doomed to
That's-
die, in a mass fight or something.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Attacked by a semicircle of people that resent you. That's
You cannot have any were cursed attacks be removed from you.
Whatever curses you had prior are
Right.
permanent. So
Permanent curses.
Well, if that's the case, then I want to go get bitten by a bear before this is over. We got 6 days.
we've got time. No, I was really hoping that you guys would try to figure out what it was, because I had fun coming up with it. I'm trying to think of what kind of thing makes sense for this town magically, and I did some searching, and so I ended up making up my own thing, which hopefully is somewhat sensible. But I think it'll be fun either way.
But
Curses
it
and
was-
all.
It was a school of necromancy. The magic was.
Yeah, I think that would make the most sense for what it actually does.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
so you can
I can't
ponder
wait.
that for a while. Yeah.
Mhm.
If
Sorry,
anybody's gonna
Kragar.
if anybody's going to put a cloak on, it's going to
know,
be the rogue, right? Without us.
I just
Yeah.
love the irony that you spent most of the session overthinking and slowing us down, and then you just pop the cloak on. That'll teach you to just act without thinking.
Right.
I don't think
he
this
dusted
it off.
body that's all gross, and then it's like totally. pristine.
Gregor is a lot more careful than characters in the past.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I decided he was going to be. But
I was kind of curious
And
how
yet-
you guys are gonna dispatch those other ghouls. Like, I thought, oh, maybe if it was me, I would probably go and lock myself behind the empty corridor and then shoot them from there, just in case they got out. And like, there's all sorts of stuff. The moonbeam thing, that was cool. That would have been neat to just see them fry. And I'd already thought about that a bit. That they'd just be too starving to want to get out of the way, just trying to reach out for you.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm glad you guys put them out of their misery. So less of a danger to the
Yeah.
fine citizens.
We've done a good deed for the city.
Yeah.
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 That seems to
Yep.
be what we do, whether we want to or not.
Whether you want to or not.
So I
Well,
wonder if this is a cursed cloak, if the cleric will give you a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, you're costing us extra here, Craig.
well, yeah. So he can't. So by casting detect magic, you don't actually find out the properties.
No, it just says school. It just
Oh.
it just says if there's anything that kind of glows. I would have to have identify to really kind of know. But yeah, for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn a school of magic, if any.
nice. Yeah, well, you learned the
Identify what
school.
kind of magic, yeah.
Thanks for helping me figure that out. That does
Oh.
make sense.
All right.
And probably next time we'll figure out what that cloak's all about.
Guess we'll
All
see.
right.
See if you can get
Hilarious.
out of this cemetery first, right? Well, good job. Dungeon Patrol After Dark.
All right.
Keep
Well-
moving
See you guys in a
forward,
few.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, all right. Take care, everyone. Good
All right.
episode. See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
Bye.